welcome to my third episode of my knitting podcast. This is the Pastries Knitting channel. Apologies for such a long time without the episode. My life was a little hectic in the last 2-3 months, I think it was been. So apologies it took so long, but can't help life. If you are a returning viewer, welcome back. Thank you very much for waiting for such a long time for me to get back into it. And if you're new, hello, welcome. Hope you enjoy this, and I will try not to take a month again or 2 or 3 before I release another episode. But also because it was so long, it means there's a lot of things to show you. If you could see the pile next to me, it's huge. So this episode might be a little bit longer. Most likely it's gonna be longer, but we'll see how it goes. Anyways, my name is Michael. I am the maker behind Yarn and Pastries YouTube channel, and also the Instagram of the same name. So if you want to, and when I once in a blue moon decide to post something there, follow me on Instagram as well. Everything's gonna be linked in the description below. And I guess let's get into it. Well, one of the reasons this took so long was mainly work and also school. I'm in my last year of university in my culinary arts course, so it's the dissertation time, almost, and also just assignments and everything. Also, work has been quite a big factor in this, as I didn't go home for Christmas this year. I couldn't because of work. We were not allowed to take time off during the Christmas time because it was the Christmas market time and it's ridiculously busy in that. But we survived. But also I lost my job about 2 weeks ago. The company just went out of business. There was nothing really I could do, so now I have time to do this. But yeah, I'm trying to find something new in the meantime because I can't really survive this. I wish I could. But yeah, this is pretty much what's been happening in the last few weeks, months, in the last few months. And yeah, I mean, my life isn't really that interesting. I don't really go anywhere. I'm pretty much stuck in my room knitting. I think I said that the last time, but to reiterate, and yeah, I mean, if you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments down below, but this is pretty much the gist of it. What's been going on in the last few months since the last episode. And yes, so let's get into it. My finished objects. That is not as much as I would assume that was gonna be, since I took like 2.5 months off unwillingly, but even so. I have 5. Yeah, I have 5 of them plus 1 half finished object. So let's get into it. My first finished object and the biggest one is last time. Most of these were works in progress, but now they are mostly finished. Is the cloth cardigan by Atelier Cliche on Instagram. I've made this in a Rowan cotton cashmere. It's really nice. It's soft. It's fairly light, considering it's all cotton, but yeah, it's made in the Rowan cotton cashmere yarn. It's a 50-gram ball. You get 125 meters or 137 yards, and it's 85% cotton and 15% cashmere. You can see the cashmere in there. Like there's a little bit of. I don't really think the camera's gonna. Maybe, who knows? There's like a little fuzziness to it, like really light fuzz, not cotton, but you can see the cashmere in there. It's really soft, really nice. I got this on sale from Wool Warehouse long time ago because I wanted to finish this and I didn't have enough. Also, if you notice me looking down, I have my PC there because I'm trying something else with my camera. Just have my screen down there because I can't see it now because I have my phone flipped around so I can't see myself talking. And yeah, I finished this about a month and a half ago. I'm not wearing it because I don't really like it. The reason, and the only reason really, is because the front, for whatever reason, is like twice. If you can see this, like, oops, this is the back and this is the front. It just, I don't know why the job's so low. So low. It might be the cotton in there. Might be how I knitted it. It might just not be made for cotton yarn. Who knows? But I'm gonna frog it. Because I don't think anyone would like this as a gift, because it's a weird shape. It's not. I'm assuming it's not the fault of the pattern. The pattern is completely fine. It's easy to follow. It just takes a long time because it's back and forth in a broken rib. I hope you can see it. Yeah, I think you can. It's a broken rib all over. The sleeves are in a stockinette stitch, and there's a nice color block. And as you can see, one side is green, one side is blue, and yeah, the same for the sleeves. I like knitting this. It wasn't, as I said, in my favorite for the job check. I'm gonna undo it probably after this, and reuse the yarn for the hot mesh polo, I believe, by Pearl Jam, which I tried to do like 4 times already. I can't figure out the lace pattern, but I will do my best and make that with this yarn instead of something else. But yeah, cloth cardigan. It's made with, I think it's a DK yarn. Yeah, the woven cashmere is a DK yarn. It was made on 5mm needles, I believe. The sleeves for sure. They are folded, so it's a double thick. And yeah, cloth cardigan. The next one is something I've had it in my download for quite a while. I think no, I bought it to make it, and it's the yes, it's the Night and Day cowl by Vincent Deland from Le Garçon. I believe this was made for their collaboration with Shibuya Knits and made with their yarn, but I just had a lot of DK yarn, DK weight yarn to use up, because one of my this is using a yarn from my field by Max from also Le Garçon, and also the grey one is from my For Fox's Sake, which I didn't do because it was quite intimidating at the time, because at points there's 4 colors working at once in the color block motif, and it's a lot. It's been a lot for my skills at the time, let's say. Oh no, I dropped this tip. Oh, never mind, I have to fix this. Yeah, it's a brioche cowl, so it's completely reversible. It's just the bottom line, because you have to attach it to it, so it's a little bit wonky, let's say. It's not as smooth as this one. I think you might be able to see the difference, because this is the attached one and this is just knit together with everything. But it's really nice. It's a little big for me, I would say. You really have to like scrunch it up on my neck to really get it, because otherwise it just, well, it's nice. It's just a little bit, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. It's nice, but it's a bit floppy. Yeah, that. So you just have to style it. But it's been made in West Yorkshire Spinners Croft DK. I don't remember the colorways. They are not Welsh, but like English names. I will try and figure it out. I'm trying to put it in the description below, but it's just the rust orange and the light gray. And yeah, I enjoy this. I think this was supposed to be like up to here, but I just didn't want to knit this anymore. Again, it's not the fault of the pattern. It's just I was done with the brioche for the time, because it's just brioche all over and over again, and it was fun. But even then, like, I don't really see the point of this being any longer for me personally. You might enjoy it longer. I don't know. Who knows? But yeah, Night and Night Owl by Vincent Deland from Le Garçon. If you're a beginner, I would say this is a nice beginner level brioche project, because there's no increases, nothing. It's just round and round and round until you're done, and then just the folded hem. It's explained well in the pattern how to do it. If I could do it, you can as well. So yeah, night and day, really nice, brioche, easy to do. Next up, I have my little bag of finished projects. So next one is my second iteration of the field shawl by Max the Knitter, Maxim Sear from Lagaxon. I can start to see a theme here. It's a really nice, it's a DK weight shawl made in a garter stitch, and it's shaped. You start at one tip, increase until the middle, and then you decrease and close at the tip. For some reason, I do not know why, it's symmetrical, and yet I still have always more left over more of one yarn than the other. I don't know why. Maybe my tension just changes for the thing. Who knows? 100 decreases or something. But I have like one extra ball left over from, I think, the blue one. I don't know why, or the black one maybe. Who knows? But yeah, it's really nice. It's really soft. This is made in a DK Drops Lima. It's a yes, different color but the same yarn. It's a 65-35 wool alpaca blend. It's a DK weight yarn, and the 50 grams is 100 meters. So it's a, I would say a little lighter DK, because I think DK is like 220 meters, 10 meters. Who knows? It's really nice. It's really soft. The alpaca in there really helps it, and the wool makes it really warm. And because it's so long, it's warm. It's really warm. And yeah, I really like it. I am discovering about myself that Drops Lima is really my favorite yarn to knit with. Or Drops in general, because it's so budget friendly. Also unemployment now, so yeah, I'm gonna be buying some of that soon, but we will get to that later. It's made on 4mm needles. You don't change needles at all. You just need to know how to change colors, but it's really easy. It has an I-cord edging, so it has a nice finish, nice rounded edge, and yeah, it's very nice, really soft. I would recommend it for a beginner pattern. It's really easy to do. Next thing, finally after a long time, are my snuggle socks by, once again, Max. Who else? These are made in kind of leftover yarns. I did the two, they are exactly the same. I just inverted the slip stitch motif on them, so they are the same. It's just the main color and contrast color are switched on the two, so you can see it on the toes. The grey one is once again a West Yorkshire Spinners Craft DK. I had lots of it left over, so I decided to make this, and I didn't even use it all. The blue greenish one, so I have a ring light, so that's why it's so bright. It's also West Yorkshire Spinners, but it's Shetland tweed, Shetland Aran, the Shetland Aran weight yarn, the hand-dyed one. It's really nice. It's just the gauge. I was like, oh, it's gonna work out. It's gonna work out. It didn't really, because it's a Aran weight gauge. It's a little teensy bit longer, but it's not an issue. It's just home socks. I've been wearing them in my bed because that was long. Because it also has a suri alpaca silk suri lining. You pretty much knit the sock, then you attach the lining, and then you pretty much not knit the sock again, but the sock inside is just stuck in that stitch, so it goes so much quicker than this, because the slip stitch motif, it was taking me so long. And funnily enough, one of my works in progress is the same motif, so I don't know why I'm complaining, because that one took me no time at all. It might just because it sucks and I had to do a magic loop. But again, it's made on 4mm needles, I believe. The ribbing is on 3 point... No, you don't change for the ribbing. The ribbing is also 4mm, I believe. I think you're supposed to change for it, but I didn't, because I just couldn't be bothered. And inside is also made on 4mm needles. It's just pretty much 2 socks. Yeah, it's pretty much 2 socks. You just flip it inside out. The suri is my first. It was my first time working with it. It's so soft. Like when they say it's soft, it's really soft. The suri is from Fiber Spades. It's the Cumulus base, I believe. It's a, I think this was the color Seafoam Green. I remember some things, the random things nobody cares about. Yeah, it's a Suri alpaca, really soft, really lovely. It's not expensive, but it's pricier than some other brands. Also, if you notice the wear and tear, yes, I've been wearing these quite a lot because they're just nice because I can't wear them with my shoes on, so I just wear them by themselves. And yeah, I would say, like, again, it's not like for complete beginners, but I would say if you know how to knit socks, this wouldn't be a problem at all. But also Max explains everything really well in the pattern, so you shouldn't have any issues. And yeah, it's really nice, really soft, really warm. And one of my last like official big finished projects where I put the bag. Where did I put the bag? I'm losing things. Oh no, just roll behind my chair. This, I don't know how I managed to do it, but I made this in a week. It is the Exploration Station shawl by Stephen West from westknits.com, and also Stephen and Penelope. This has been made from my frogged twist and turns from this year. As much as I like the shawl, it's not a shape I can comfortably figure out how to wear, so I decided to frog it and make this instead, which is a much more like classic half crescent shape, so it's a little bit easier to wear. Yeah, easy. It's made from, as I said, my frogged twist and turns, so the blue and the black is the drops north. It's the sock yarn with the the alpaca in it. It's a wool and alpaca blend. It's really soft, and also there's polyamide in it, so that's makes it sturdier. And I'm also making one of my works in progress in this blue yarn, but that's later on, probably after this. Let's take it off. The red and grey yarn is from Hobie. Is there for ply sock? Well, red burgundy. It's, I don't know how I managed to make it in a week. Excuse me. I don't know how I managed to make it in a week, but I did. It didn't even take me full week. It was like 6 days. Yeah, but you have the short row section in here. Then you have the not aforementioned. You have the dreaded brioche section, but I really enjoy knitting brioche. It's very nice. It just takes forever. Then you have the slip stitches. This is supposed to be made in one color, but I decided to use all three because I just wanted to use as much as I can. And I was playing Yachikan even though I didn't have to. I just kind of guesstimate how much yarn I will need for each section because knitting is just unpredictable. Then you have this is called, it's the short rows, then the holy brioche, I think, or something like that. Then you have the sassy slips. So this is slip stitches. Then you have nothing but knit. You very much just knit twice and knit back twice. And it makes this nice double color, triple color motif. And then you have the chevron shenanigans, I believe, at the end. I didn't pin it down because I just don't have the space for it. So it's not as crisp and to the point as it should be, but I still really like it. It's really soft. I'm really glad I did this because at least it made me use all of my I'm not gonna say all of it because there's a lot of leftover yarn still from my twist and turns, but most of the leftovers from there are used, and also the sock yarn, the burgundy and the grey, has been used. So it now officially goes into my scrap bag. Yeah, Exploration Station by Stephen West, made on 4mm needles, so that might be the reason why it went so fast. Yeah, it's really easy. I think it was one of the MCALs from last year. It was one of the previous year's MCALs, and yeah, it's not hard. The pattern explains everything really well. So if you're an adventurous beginner, you can make this. Okay, so that's all of my official finished objects. Now I have a half finished object, which is a sock. It is the Dustland sock by Stephen West. Once again, it's Stephen's, excuse me, fuzzies. It's, as Stephen says, his year of socks, so he has been releasing socks like crazy. He also has his Year of Socks, the pattern book out. Each month he releases a new pattern. This wasn't in that book. This is just his just by itself. This is just by itself a pattern. All of them are by themselves, but you can get the book at a discounted price. This is his Dustland pattern. He has made a hat in the same pattern as this. It calls for a folded cuff, but this is pretty much the length you're supposed to knit it, but then you're supposed to like knit twice as much and fold it in, so you have a folded cuff. But I didn't want to do it because attaching this on the needles I'm using, it just would be a pain in the ass, to be fair. And yeah, it is a heel flap and gusset. I have not knit a sock with a heel flap and gusset for a long time because I just don't like the reinforced heel, and I didn't know how to do it in garter stitch, so that's why I did this, because it has a garter stitch heel flap. It's very nice to just knit back and forth until you have the length. And I think I'm gonna be using this for most of my socks now. It takes a little bit longer because you have to pretty much knit this extra thing, so it's back to the normal count, but it's really easy. It fits really well, and I can't wait to finish the second one. I have just the beginnings of a cuff. I am making this because I bought these needles. These are the Adi Kasi Trio needles, I believe. I'll link them down below. They're from Amazon. It's just 3 double pointed needles with the bendy part in the middle, so it's instead of using 4 double pointed needles and an extra one, you just have the 3 of them, so you have the 2 working ones and the 1 extra one that you're knitting stuff onto. I'm not a big fan of double pointed needles, but these are working for me quite well. And yeah, can't wait to finish it. This took me like 3 days in total to knit, so it doesn't take long at all, at least to me. And as I said, I'm using the drops North from my Twist and Turns. I really like this. I think it's the shade Petrol Blue or something like that. It's really soft, as I said. It's the alpaca wool blend. And yeah, he also has the cable trellis socks, which I want to knit really bad, but I want to finish these first because I have only 1 pair of these, and I don't want to like start 10 other things because I already have so many that I want to finish. I have quite a lot of works in progress, and I'm deciding to consciously work on those first and then cast something new on. Responsible. But we'll see how long it will last me. And that are all of my works in progress and half finished objects. And with the half finished object, we will move along to the works in progress, which there's 6 of them. Yes, I finished 6, and I still have 6. It's a good number, I would say. So, where to start? Yeah, the one that I didn't work as much on as I would like to because I cast on other things is my branching brioche shawl. Oops. As the name suggests, it's brioche. I think I made, there we go. I think I made like 1 extra section on it, so it's a little bit bigger than last time. Again, it's by Stephen West. It's really easy. You just have 8 points in which you increase, and yeah, it's really easy, quite mindless, I would say, honestly. And brioche, it is time consuming, but not as much as I would think, because every time I do like the repeat, I'm surprised how quickly it works up. It's quite easy to do, as I said, mindless brioche if you know how to do it. I'm using, as previously mentioned 2 months ago, the drops North in this, I think it's like rustic orange or rust something, and also the drop skid silk in I think it's the petrol blue. It's supposed to go with the blue yarn I showed earlier, but it's much lighter. I was supposed to use this, I think I said it before, with my the drops, what's it called, Nepal, the iron weight yarn, but I just didn't like the finish of the feel of the mohair, so I guess I'm just not a mohair person. I'll just try some different one. But yeah, it's really nice, really easy, gonna be really soft, gonna be really big once I actually finish it. It's gonna be a while because it's brioche. As you might know, you have to knit twice everything. You have to knit everything twice. But as I said, it doesn't take as long as you would think. It goes quite quickly. I'm making this on my, I think these are, yeah, the higher, I think these are the sharps, the 3.5 millimeter needles, US 4. And yeah, Branching Brioche by Steve West. Next one is something I can't wait to finish, but it's at the stage that it's just one single thing over and over again. It's my painting honeycombs jacket. This is gonna be kind of hard to show you guys because it's a kind of shapeless right now. So you have the one sleeve, two sleeve, which is the shoulders, the honeycomb motif. Then you have the two front panels. It's already heavy. Like, this is gonna be a heavy jacket. I'm hoping it's gonna be as warm as it is heavy. But yeah, you pretty much stay with the honeycombs. They are very fun to knit. Like, I wanted to make something with honeycombs for a long time, and then I saw this, and I had this in my downloads for a long time, and I finally decided to do it because I have a lot of leftover yarn from every project that I made so far. So this is using a lot of different fingering, DK weight, even Aran weight yarn. It just works. The fingering weights are mainly these last three, if you can see them. I'm holding those double to make the DK weight yarn, DK weight gauge. And as I said, at this point I'm at the back piece, which is, I believe, 3x2 broken rib. It's taken a long time because it's one row you knit, the second row you do knit in pearls, so it takes a long time. And also I'm holding two strands together. This is the Drops alpaca yarn. I believe it's 3-ply. Yeah, so to make a DK weight, it's really soft. I can't wait to finish it, but I'm like, the progress keeper, I believe, is a halfway point. It's gonna take a while, but I can't wait to finish it. It's knit on 4mm needles most of the way, I believe. I think you might just change for the ribbing at the end, but most of it is made on 4.4mm needles. These are the pony needles. I bought this a long time ago. I don't really like using these, but because the cord is so long, but because of the back piece being so long, it is beneficial to have this long of a cord, and also I don't have to use my interchangeable set for this, because I am kind of short on needles for the things I want to make, because everything's on the same size. But yeah, it's a great, I would say it's a good stitch busting project, but I will have to buy more of the red yarn. I believe this is also Drops Lima. I was supposed to make the Max's Positive Vibes scarf, but I just don't have it with me to knit a colorwork scarf. You can imagine scarves are long, and it's made in the round, and with colorwork they just repeat. No. I'm probably gonna make the Positive Vibes mitts. I have both of the patterns because I really want to make both. Wanted to make both, but I'm just gonna make the mitts, I believe. I think, because they're just easier. It's smaller, just mittens. And yeah, I think I'm gonna make more of Steven's honeycombs or brick patterns at some point as well, because I think I'm gonna have a lot of leftovers by then. It's gonna pile up, and it's gonna be a nice way to use them all. I might make the blanket. Who knows? Shawl, blanket, scarf. We'll see. It's gonna be a lot of things for me to clean, and I'm not looking forward to it. Right, next one. Oh, I have 7 works in progress, I believe. Forgot to put this down. Yeah, this is my muscle burrow head by Isolde Teak. I think you might have heard of it by now. Everybody's making these. I am making this. I'm making this in a hobby yarn, the Silly Socks. I bought this yarn. I don't really like the colors of it in socks, so I decided to make this. It's not as bad as the socks, but it's still not my cup of tea quite a lot. I will probably wear it because it's a hat. You know, if I really hate it, I'm probably gonna give it to someone who likes it. But yeah, it's a sock yarn. Let's see. As I said, it's from Hobie. It's their Silly Socks. It's 75/25 wool and polyamide. It's 100 grams and it's 400 meters, so it's a fingering weight sock yarn. I am past the halfway point now in the hat. Shove it back inside. Yeah, I believe this marker is my halfway point. So, oops. I measured the Oslo hat by Petit Knit that I made, and this is the halfway point lengthwise with the folded brim that fits on my head nicely. So I'm just following those measurements. Just a mindless knit. It's gonna take a while before I get to the decreases, but yeah, it's just one of those things. Just pick it up, put it down, pick it up, put it down. I am making this on my Knit Pro the Mindful Collection needles. Can see it, probably not. Is the 3mm needles, is the swivel cords on it. I bought these needles for my sholography because I couldn't get the crisscrosses for my needles because of the yarn overs that you have there. So this helped a lot. It was still a pain to make, but it helped a lot. And now these are making this. The gauge is a little looser than I would expect. I don't know why. It might be me. Who knows? But I also find the Muscle Bro gauge like quite strange. I don't know why. Because like the head is made, as you might know, you knit a little bit and then you measure a gauge, and from that you figure out how many repeats and how many stitches you're supposed to have on the needles. I just can't figure it out. Every single time I made it, like the gauge doesn't meet anything that's written on the pattern. Like I'm always so like 2-3 stitches over the biggest or the smallest number. I don't know if you're supposed to knit it with lace yarn or what. Who knows? But yeah, just mindless knit on the side of my bed if I'm bored and just wanna have a TV knitting. Next one is my Lava Lake shawl, once again by Mr. Stephen West. What can I say? I like his patterns. They are easy and the shawls are amazing. This is the right side. It's a long one. This is the tip. You start at the tip, and I am just past the halfway point, as you can see here. It's really easy. Kevin from Needles Are Ready made it, and he got the kit from Steven and Penelope, I believe, but I just wanted to use this yarn. This is from James Makes Yarn. He's an indie dyer from the UK, from Cheltenham, not too far away from me. Funny enough, most of the people that I follow on YouTube and like on Instagram are not that far away from me in the UK, which is kind of interesting. But yeah, it's a nice. I'm not sure if you're gonna be able to see it. Yeah, I think you can see like where the line shines through. It's a kind of a lace motif. You just yarn overs and knit together. But it makes like a one line and then the line back on the decreases, which are starting now. So I think you might. Oops. Oh yes. No. Never mind. If you see the pictures, you will know what I'm talking about. But yeah, it's really nice. I make it in the I think this is the recommended needle size, the 3.75 on my Liquor wood driftwood needles. They're really nice. The yarn is, as I said, from James Makes Yarn. It's his Halloween yarn. I think this is called Trick or Treat. It's 75/25, I believe, superwash merino nylon. Its fingering weight, I believe, is like 420 meters. Just sock yarn, pretty much. It's really soft so far. I made pretty much the whole of my vertices unite in his yarn, and once it washes, it just softens up so much more. It's so lovely. I will have like 1.5 skeins left over from this, so I might make socks out of leftover one. I think they're gonna be really nice, and I can try my Garter Shield Flaming Acid. But yeah, I can't wait to finish this. It's going quite fast. Like I think I knit like half of it in like 4 days. Yeah, it's easy to the repeat is easy to memorize. Like once in a while, I have to look into it to remember, or like once it gets to like some decrease that I need to do that's specific in there. It's a paid for pattern. Just I don't want to talk about it too much. I don't know how much can I talk about without giving too much away. And yeah, it's easy. It's kind of a TV knitting for me at this point. The pattern is easy to memorize, and you don't have more than 200 stitches, less than 200 stitches on your needles at any given time. So it's a lot of knitting. It's gonna be a long, not big. It's gonna be a long shawl, but yeah, it's gonna be really nice. Can't wait to finish it. And as I said, I'm gonna finish my whips before I start 10 more. I think I have 2 whips left over. I'm gonna talk about the one that I actually bought something for at last, so I can just segue my way into acquisitions. But this one is the Viking sweater, I believe it's called, from the book Viking Knits. I will show it in a bit. But it has this really nice cable motif on the sleeves. The whole body is made in stockinette stitch, but the sleeves have this nice cable pattern, cable detail. Yep. This is my first time making something bottom up. I enjoy it up to a certain point. I have not finished it yet, so I don't know how it's gonna fit. I'm just trying my best to guesstimate how it's gonna go. I'm basing the sleeve measurements off of my single mold from Max the Knitter. Yeah, so I'm hoping the sleeves are gonna be long enough when I attach it to the body. The body is just a single stockinette panel. I don't think there's any point of showing it. You know how it looks like. I'm making it in a drops Nepal. I'm gonna need more of it, I believe, because I think I have 4 balls left over, and I'm not sure it's gonna be quite enough to finish the sleeve and the body. I will try. It would be nice to finish it just with the 4 balls. I think 3 balls for the yoke might be enough. We'll see. But yeah, it's I said, it's in drops Nepal. It's a wool and alpaca mix. It's 65-35 wool alpaca blend. It's iron weight yarn. It's supposed to be made on 5mm needles, which is also what the sweater is made on. And I believe just the ribbing is 4.5 or 4mm needles, something like that. It goes quite fast. It's a lot of cabling because every other row is a cable row, so it goes fast. But I have to sit down and actually think about it. Actually like focus on it. Because it's easy to do. I have printed out the chart so I can cross things off, because it just made things easier. I will show you in a bit. But this is made on, I'm making this now on my Addy 30cm, I think it's like, 12 inches needles. They're really nice, they're really slick. So it goes quite nice. I'm also using my still Christmas in my heart, but also I don't have any nice good progress keepers and stitch markers, and these are just what I have at hand. This is I bought this when I went to see ABBA in November in Beautiful Knitters in London. It's from them, their stitch markers for Christmas time, and also Max's progress keeper, the little fox with the glasses from his. Is it starting to rust? Oh no. Anyways, yeah, from his For Fuck's Sake design. Right, that's that. And as I said, it's from the book Viking Knits from Lasse M. Matberg. It's not French, excuse my French. It's this sweater right here. It's from the chapter North Sweaters. It's very nice. I had like 6 sweaters. They were the contestants for me that I wanted to knit. As I said, I printed out the chart. Just gonna cover it up, giving away things. But as you can see, I made a little progress chart on the side for me to cross out the rows so I don't get lost, because it's intense cabling and I can't read it. I can't read cables that well. But also it's my first ever time making something off of a pattern chart. My first ever knitting pattern to be making off of a chart. It's quite easy, like this is an easy chart to read, but it's a good gateway into the lace charts and the intense cable charts of the Kote cardigan I want to make for a long time, but it looks scary. I will make it at some point. Yes, yeah, and the last one that's gonna segue me into my acquisitions is the Snuggle is Real cowl by Max the Knitter. I bought the kit from him from La Garçon. It's made in the same slip stitch motif as the Snuggle socks. Once again, it's supposed to be longer, but I just couldn't be bothered to make it that long, and I think this length is enough for a cowl for me. I don't need to have it like scrunched up on my neck. It's using I think this is the BFL sock 100% superwash. I'm sorry, 100% superwash BFL Blue Face Leicester from Le Garçon. This is the DK weight base. This is the colorway Moira's Black Rose, which I believe is a reference to Schitt's Creek. I know they really like it. I've not seen it. I'm probably gonna at some point, but yeah, not got into it yet. One day I will. This one, same base. This is Max's Khaki, I believe. Oh, sorry, Max's Camo. It's Max's Camo. It's like this army green. Yeah, it's this army green with also black spots. I mean, it's supposed to be a camo motif, so it's green and black. And I think also in the cowl, you can see like spots like here and there that are darker than the others. So it's really nice. I can't really see like close like up front, but in the I think in the camera you can actually really like see the difference in the sometimes. It's made on 4mm needles. I've just attached the fold that's gonna have the drawstrings in it. I just finished knitting this, attaching the ribbing to the cowl itself, and now I'm just gonna make the lining with the Suri alpaca, which is gonna segue me, as I said, into my acquisitions, which I don't have a lot, but there's a decent amount. So it's living. Everything that I buy is shoved in my beautiful Endless bag because I have 2 of them now. Really thankful for Karen from the shop to giving these with the purchase. I also have a gift from them in the what is it? Project bag. It's my only project bag I have. I have no other project bags. I should really buy some, but once again, unemployed. I don't really want to splurge on something like that now. I know it's not expensive. You just have to find good ones, but it's still not something that I am planning on buying anytime soon, because it's not necessarily important to me right now to like really split everything, because I don't really go somewhere and everything's living on the side of my bed. And yeah. Anyways, this is the Suri lining, Suri alpaca that's gonna make the lining. It's called Michael's Hunting Vest. It's really nice, like really bright. I think the camera and the light is, I think, muting it a little bit. Let's try if it... Yeah, it's a bit better in the warm light. It's really nice. Quite neon, I would say, as well. It's, again, really soft. It's Suri. It's lace weight. It's 74% baby Suri alpaca and 26% mulberry silk, which is the core, which I think you can see like the little... Yeah, I can see the white shine of it. And it's 328 yards on 300 meters for 50 grams. So this is about 600 meters. And you hold this double for the lining, and then in the end you make the drawstrings, which is, it says you're supposed to hold 8 strands of it together to make the things, but I will try make it with 4, because I don't really want to like additionally split this, because it just would be too much splitting. But I'm not making the drawstrings with... Let's just change it back. I'm not making the drawstrings by knitting them. It's 125 centimeters of I-cord. I can't be bothered to make it by hand, so I'm really glad a long time ago I bought this, the Prim iCord maker. It's really easy to use, makes iCord in no time. Also, funnily enough, I'm gonna talk about it later. But yeah, there's the Maxis kit and everything done. Then I bought, finally after a long time, because some of my knits started to peel a little bit, so I bought the electric D-pillar. I finally bought the batteries for it, because I was using my the batteries from my TV remote in this, the one time I wanted to try if it even works. It comes with yeah, it comes just with the case for it, the nice little bag for it. It also comes with replacement blades and also a little stopper. That, like, if you don't want to like touch it straight to the fabric, you can have a little bit of a space in between. If it's like something really soft, that would just pull the strands away. It comes in handy once in a while. It's good to have. And lastly is my James Manx yarn. As you know, I'm obsessed with him. Who isn't? The colors are amazing. It's his Christmas yarns that he did. I didn't manage to get the boucle yarn that he made. I'm quite bummed by that because I wanted to make the teddy pillow by Pastries Knitting. I know it's supposed to be made with like an insert with an actual pillow, but I have a lot of polyfill, you know, the stuffed toys stuffing. And I think I could just make tighter gauge pillow and just fill it with that, which could be quite nice. I think I might make it in this. Funny enough, this is First Frost colorway. It's his 100% superwash merino. It's 100 grams, 225 meters DK weight. You can see it's really nice. It's just light blues, some reds, oranges, yellows, greens. It's really nice. I think it's gonna knit up really nicely. And yeah, this was a bit of a consolation prize for not getting the suri, but also boucle, but also made me not spend a ridiculous amount of money, which I'm quite thankful for. The second one is another superwash merino nylon 75-25, 100 meters, 425 meters. It's called Bubbles. It's inspired by Christmas bubbles, as you can see. It's just the nice blues, pinks, yellows, oranges, turquoise in there. It's really nice. This might be a shawl. It might be something else. It might be socks or a hat. We'll see. Really nice, really soft, as I said. And lastly, this really nice, like this is the most unusual colorway for me to get. Not style-wise, I really like this, but it's just so unique. Once again, Superwash 75-25. How the Grinch Stole Christmas, which is really nice. I think, like, if you look at it and like know the reference, I think you can really see the inspiration behind it. It just has the Grinch green and the Christmas colors, the blues, greens, yellows, reds. And yes, that's everything that I have in the terms of purchases. And now it's to the little intermission part. Not intermission, I'm not going away. The midway part between what I've been reading and just the general chit chat. I've been watching quite a lot of podcasts in the last 2-3 months, and also a lot of what you call it, vlogmases, just knitting vlogmases. I don't really have the inkling to watch not knitting related vlogs that much if it's not from people I already have been watching for quite some time. But I also watched the new episode of Legarson's Happy Hour with Max and Vincent. They have a podcast. They've not made one in a long time, but I'm so glad they did, because I like pretty much everything they make. And one of those things that also, I believe Jonathan from Jonathan Days also been watching his podcast. He was talking about making, I think he got the idea from Hide and Hammer, to make with the iCord maker. sorry for the squeaking, to make I-cord from like the leftover yarns or something that you don't know what to do with, and make a big I-cord and make a blanket out of it or something. And Max was making a brioche blanket from, I think he bought a kit. No, he didn't buy a kit, but he bought yarn from Pearl Soho, like really chunky wool, and so it inspired him to make the same thing, but in these hand-dyed yarns, because I think it gives you like 70 meters, he said, roughly, of the I-cord. So it's a bulky weight, but it's also something that it's gonna work up so quickly because it's so bulky, and brioche in a bulky weight is just ridiculously fast, I assume. So these are all my leftovers. This is the fingering weights, this is the DK weights / Aaron. I'm using this mainly I'm gonna use this mainly for my Pacing Bricks jacket from Stephen West that I mentioned before. But I'm assuming I'm gonna have a lot of lot of leftovers. So I'm gonna try and see. I'm gonna make the most of it. I'm probably gonna make another painting something. Probably the Painting Bricks socks from Steven that he released in his craze over socks lately. So I'm gonna use these for that as well. And from the rest, I'm gonna just make an I-cord probably and make something else with it. And I think it's gonna be nice. It's just gonna be another thing to keep me busy, just making I-cords. Also, they also say to use a drill with it, which makes sense to just make it go faster, which is gonna be a good idea. I will try and see if I have any in the house around me. I hope I will. If not, I'm just gonna probably buy like the small tiny little ones from Amazon. They're like £20, which is not gonna be a huge investment, but not now, later. But yeah, I'm gonna make it at some point. It's just plans. I plan to really just make more of my stash. Oops. Yeah, because those cotton yarns, they are gonna go into sports, the shorts from Steven West. To use it up, I don't mind if it's scrappy. I'm most likely gonna wear them around the house anyways. I might just make like the short versions, or I'll make a 3/4 length because I like those more. And yeah, those are probably just gonna be scrappy shorts. Of his, I will try as much as I can from it, but I will also, as I said, I'm gonna undo the cloth cardigan and make the pure mesh top, or the mesh top pullover from Pearl Jam. I think his name is Kevin, the creator behind it, on Instagram. It's really nice. As I said, I tried it like 3 times. I couldn't figure out the pattern. So this delays repeat for the life of me, because you're increasing and you're also incorporating delays into it. And every time I got to the last point where I just knitting the same over and over again, I don't know what I did, but it just didn't mathematically work out. We'll see. And so I said I'm gonna use the cotton cashmere because I think it's gonna be really nice in it, really soft. And with which you can't see, that's there behind me, is my wool. I'm gonna use that for probably socks. I have some plans for most of it. I have the two Zabber balls, so I'm probably gonna make the cable trellis socks, but because Steven recommends some color changing yarn in that, so I'm assuming it's gonna be really nice in that. And I have quite a lot of black yarn from my Twist and Turns left over, so I'm gonna try and use that mostly in those. I might make 2 pairs. Who knows? We'll see how much I have left over and how much of a sock knitter I will be in the coming months. But it's gonna be nice to have some knitting socks. I'm wearing one of my socks right now. It's not really helping, it's still cold. And to my right is my acrylic yarns collection. I'm making the jigsaw puzzle blanket from Steven. I've made like one more section on it, but it's not worth it to drag it all the way from over there over here to show you just the one section, because you can't really see the difference. I will probably just finish it because it's just something to knit on, because it's made in pieces, but you attach it to it, so it's just one section here, one section there, one section there, one section there. until you finish. The bind off at the end is gonna be a nightmare because you have to bind every single stitch all over the blanket, which is a lot of stitches. It's gonna be a long cord it has to be on, but we will get there when we get there. Yeah, as I said, what I've been watching a lot of YouTube. I also started and finished I think I said it in my last. I don't know if I said it last time, but I started and I finished the Witcher Blood Origin. I think it's like 4 or 5 episodes. Just the history before The Witcher was a thing. The Witchers were a thing. I've also been to the cinema to see the Avatar: Way of Water. If you've not seen it and you've seen the first one and you liked it, go and see it. It's not so much about the story. The story is not. It's nice. It's a good story, but the visuals are where it's at. The only thing that really made me not enjoy it as much because the whole movie is because to achieve the fluidity of the water, the whole movie is filmed in 60 frames per second, but then it switches like back and forth between the frame rate, so it's like 60 then 30, and you can see the jump, and that was a little too distracting for me. But there's really the only bad thing that I have about the movie. It's a long movie, it's 3 hours, but you know, as James Cameron said, we are willing to sit for eight episodes, hour each of Stranger Things, and not complain about anything, and don't go to the toilet in that time. So it was nice. I might watch it again at some point, but I'm not really in a rush to watch it. Ooh, what else? I can't remember what I've been watching. Something on Netflix, something on Disney Plus. Oh yeah, I started watching the Welcome to Chippendales, which is it's something. It's if you know it, if you know the story of Chippendales, you might not. It's an American men strip club. I think the first one that there was in the 1960s, maybe. Who knows? It's a really good watch. A lot of naked, well, half naked men. It's a bit raunchy at times. It is like, you know, like two, 3 scenes in each episode. Maybe it's on Disney Plus. It's by Star Place. It's not from Disney. It's from someone else. God forbid Disney to make this. I don't think they would. But it's really fun. Like it's historical. It's American history, but not like, you know, native people in a war with privileged Americans. Uh, saying we were here first, but it's enjoyable. I will finish it. I think I'm finished episode 3 like 4 days ago. I don't know why I stopped, but I will get back to it again. And I think that's been everything that I've watched that I can remember from the top of my head. No, one more thing. I've been to the cinema to watch Megan. It's about if you've seen the trailer, there's the famous hallway dancing scene. It was fun. It's supposed to be a horror movie, but like I believe because it's made by Blumhouse Productions, and I don't think like I've seen a single movie from them that's actually like scary. There's like a few jump scares, but it's not like you don't feel scared for the full. I think like 90 minutes is it? Horror movies aren't really that long, but it's not as scary as some other things that I've seen. But it was still enjoyable. Like it's not a bad movie. Like I enjoyed it because it's, you know, like the AI takes over like robots and stuff like that. I like sci-fi and everything that it has to offer. Excuse me. But yes, I believe that's everything that I can remember. I hope. And what I've been reading, I've not been reading a whole lot. I don't think I've read. I think I read like 2 books, but it's still the Dune. I think I read like a page from it. But also I've recharged my Kindle, and just took it with me because it's so much easier to carry than a book, because the book can get destroyed, and I am kind of worried about that. I don't like books that get destroyed. It's just nice to have them on display, looking nice, undestroyed, undisturbed. But I have the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, or Through the Galaxy. Yes, So I've been like kind of rereading that. I have like separate books, but I also have like the full, like the ultimate Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, which is like the whole, all 5 or 6 books in there. So it doesn't tell me like how long I have left in the chapters. It tells me how long I have left in the book, which is like 20 hours, which is a long time, but I can't really complain. It's still nice. It's a good book. It's a good series. I've not watched the movie in a long time. I probably should. It's a good movie. It's a bit different from the book as I've read it, because there's some things in the book that I wish they would go a little bit more in depth in, or made even a second movie. I'm really sad they didn't make a second movie, but I think it's a little bit overdue now. It's all good. Like the one single movie isn't good by itself. And yes, I believe that's everything that I wanted to talk to you about. I hope I wasn't going too fast, but also I don't know like what things I'm supposed to even talk about, because I always like undiagnosed ADHD as you would have it. I don't know what I should mention and what I shouldn't. Also what I should really talk about and stuff like that. So I hope this was enough information for you to get something from it. Enough information about me if you're interested in that, who knows. I will try not to take so long between episodes now. I will try to stick to the one a month ish. But who knows? My dissertation is due in the next 3 months, I think, or 4 months, and I have to properly start on it. I will get it done. I have to. I don't want to repeat the year. So if you don't hear from me until April or May, sorry about that. That's the reason why. Yeah, all my contact information is gonna be down below. My Instagram, Yarn and Pastry, is the same as here on YouTube. And yeah, all the information that I've been talking about, all the yarns, where I got them from, I will link down below. All the people I've talked about, James, Max and Vincent, and also some podcasters that I've been watching lately. I will try to link it down below. So thank you very much for listening to me ramble on about nonsensical things. Hope you got something out of it. Hope you found some patterns that you might not have known about before. And yeah, thank you for coming back. If you're a returning viewer, thank you for sticking with me for the hour that this has been going on. I hope this can be just even if a background noise for you. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in not so distant future, and I will see you later. Bye.